Welcome back, y'all. You're probably like, who the heck is she? Because my hair is gone. I chopped it a couple of days ago, so I'm still adjusting. I know it's gonna be a little bit of a shock. It's like really, really short. I went with a bob for the holidays. We're just gonna see how it works. But other than that, you guys are going to be controlling my night for the day. It is going to be a cozy fall night, or at least I hope so. I put up a couple of polls on my Instagram account. I have a bookstagram if you guys aren't following. If you didn't know that, it is linked down below. But I had my followers on Instagram go ahead and choose kind of what I'm going to do tonight. So that's what am I going to eat? What am I going to drink? What hobbies are we doing? What am I reading? Those are just a few examples. So I actually want to dive right into the first one because I just finished my last read, which was Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, like 2 hours ago. And so I'm ready to start something new. Hopefully not something super heavy, but our two options that we put up to a poll are If It Makes You Happy and The Buffalo Hunter. So two books that are completely different from each other. This is definitely more of a cozy romance and this is more of a dark historical fiction, but I feel like I'd be down for either one. They both are very different, but they're both interesting enough that I feel like I would absolutely be happy with either choice. But let's go ahead and see what the results are. That was my first poll today, and it looks like If It Makes You Happy is going to be the winner. It is actually at 80-20, so 80% voted for If It Makes You Happy versus only 20% for The Buffalo Hunter, which I guess if I had to choose one, I am pretty happy it's this one because this is a book club read for me, and I have book club later on in the month, so I do obviously want to get it read, and it was going to get read eventually, but right now this does kind of sound like the perfect way to kick off the night. It's not super spooky and dark, but more lighthearted, cozy, and warm. So let's start If It Makes You Happy, and then after that I'll kind of see what it's about in the first couple of pages, and then I think we're gonna head off to dinner, which that is another poll. So first and foremost, let's get started with our read for the night, which is If It Makes You Happy. It's a cozy romance. Literally looks like Stars Hollow going on in the background. So let's just dive right in and see what it's about. Like, this is peak fall. Like, how adorable. I'm actually super excited for this. Usually seasonal romance reads, like, they're very hit or miss. Most of the time they're kind of a miss or they're very average, but I've heard nothing but like amazing things about this, so that obviously makes me very excited to read. And I don't know, it's again perfect for the holiday season. It's like November now. Literally the author's note, it says, "This book is my love letter to both the autumn months and the late 90s. I'm a 98 baby, so I am a 90s baby, and if this is giving that nostalgia that like literally Gilmore Girls gives, then I am so excited and I cannot wait. There are cozy harvest festivals, crunchy leaves, Halloween celebrations, and Thanksgiving pies." Perfect. Autumn of 1997. I'm so excited. Wow, this is literally my cup of tea. There's a playlist as well. Might have to turn that on in a second. I'm officially like the first chapter in, which is about 12 pages. We're now in September of 1998, so I think this might go back in time, but essentially we're gonna follow our main character Michelle, whose mom actually literally just passed away. That's actually what's happening on the very first page, and her husband are getting a divorce, and he breaks the news at her mother's wake. So obviously very unfortunate timing. Things are not going well for our main character, but she already, I think, kind of runs into like a romantic interest, but unintentionally. And I don't know, I like the way the book is set up already. I feel like I like the author's writing. Like, some of the descriptive things that she says are very like snagging, like they snag my attention, if that makes sense. So I like that, and I like the way the story is like propped up. We know a little bit about our character. We know some of her flaws as well, because Alan, her ex-husband, literally recites them to her face at her mother's wake. So we know what she's going to be working on throughout the book, or at least that's what I'm assuming from just now. So I am liking it, but I'm pausing now because I'm getting kind of hungry, and that is actually our next poll. I believe it is where am I going to eat next. So it's either going to be Chipotle or random. Those are the two options. Chipotle because my fiance and I talked about this yesterday, and we planned on wanting Chipotle, and I'd be down for Chipotle. I like that. I had to give another option, so I gave random, which means if someone chooses or if random wins, then we will decide together what other place we're going to that is not Chipotle. So let's go ahead and see what the results are. Okay, 69.31. Chipotle is in the lead, and obviously these may change by the time like the day is over, but I can't wait that long, so we're gonna go with what the result says, and that says Chipotle. So let's go. I'm hungry. There's nothing to wait for. Let's head out. Before we head out, I actually realized one of my polls is actually going to determine whether I drink something at Chipotle or later on in the day, because I put up a poll that says, am I going to drink Diet Coke or hot chocolate? And I can't really drink hot chocolate at Chipotle, so depending on what the poll says is going to just depend on what I'm going to drink for the rest of the day. So let's see what that is. Okay, I guess people want me to drink Diet Coke, which not mad. That's my soda choice, obviously, and if we're having Chipotle, I feel like it goes down better with a Diet Coke. So we are at 78% for Diet Coke, 22% for hot chocolate. So I'm gonna make sure to add that to my order. I wanted to remember that before I left because obviously I have to add it to my order. So we're gonna finish mobile ordering, and then when it's ready to be picked up, I'll take you guys with me. Let's go pick up our food. On my way to go pick up the Chipotle, and I realized the next poll is what we're gonna have for dessert. So it's my dessert option, and I put pecan pie and frozen yogurt as the two options because yesterday we actually went to Whole Foods and there was like a slice of chocolate pecan pie that looked appetizing, so we got that. Although I'm not the biggest pie girl, so that's why I was like, let me throw up another option. So we threw up frozen yogurt. Even though it's kind of cold and chilly already, I think it'll be really nice just to snack on later. So that was my other option, and let's see what the results were. Okay, so frozen yogurt barely won, 56 to 44%. Last time I had checked it, it was actually tied. So whoever broke the tie, shout out to you, because I'm down for some frozen yogurt. The only thing is, I guess we're just gonna have to split up. One of us will grab our Chipotle order and the other will get my frozen yogurt. So it's a little bit more work, but I think it'll be worth it because I'm a big fan of frozen yogurt. I just like load it up with like mini M&Ms and brownies and all the chocolate. So I'm excited. Got back from Chipotle. The yogurt land is in the freezer while I eat like my food, but our next poll is actually going to be getting out of these clothes and into our PJs. So I put like two emojis basically to kind of represent the two options for pajamas that we have for tonight, and I used like a bathing suit emoji for a set because that's kind of what I was going for. So one of them would be a set, or the other would be like a big t-shirt and some like boxer shorts. So let's see what ended up winning. I don't know. I thought like putting the emojis was kind of funny because I was like, I don't know if people are gonna get this because like a bathing suit for pajamas, I don't know. But let's see what won. Yes, honestly, I'm excited. I would have been happy with either one because I have a lot of sets that are like just shorts and a t-shirt, but the big like boy board shorts won. 56 to 44%, so we're gonna go put that on, then we're gonna eat, and then I'm actually probably gonna check the next poll because it could determine if we eat while doing a cozy activity. So depending on what the activity is, I'm gonna look at it right before we sit down to eat because I could potentially do it while I'm eating. Does that track? I don't know. We moved to the bedroom where I'm gonna choose what I'm gonna wear. Honestly, we have so many options. I have so many like big t-shirts, but I kind of want this one. It says Pasta Princess, and that is what I am. I got this from Five and Below, I think. So I think this is the vibe. It's just gonna be comfy. It's over, actually it's not that big, but we're still gonna choose that one. And then some shorts, maybe these ones. These kind of match. These are from Hollister. Honestly, I feel like I get most of my like boxer shorts from Hollister just because I feel like they're the better quality ones. And they're just super comfy, and honestly most of the time they go on clearance like really often, so that's where I'm able to scoop them up. So I think I'm gonna go with these like brown ones because they match and I don't want to look a whole mess. So we're gonna go with this for our pajamas, and then we will check the next poll, which I'm kind of scared. I think I put either watch Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is movie 4 from book 4 because they just finished the book, and I've been watching every single movie right after I watch the books. That way I'm just like that's how I'm gonna do it. I was going to read all the books and then watch the movies, but we're not doing that. I guess we'll see if that's gonna be a part of the routine tonight. If not, then we'll do another cozy hobby, which I think I chose to make a star garland because I have Friendsgiving coming up the end of this week, and I just want to make like a cool little DIY craft, and I think that one would be really fun. So I'm gonna check that once I get changed into my PJs, and then we'll just keep on going with the night. That's Google timer. Scratch almost everything I said in the prior clip because we're going with this. It's a different shirt and a different short pair than I had said. This one says very good at doing absolutely nothing, and that is the vibe for tonight. Plus some cute little pink boxer shorts, and these ones are from Target, I think. So Target and Hollister are probably the two places where I like to get the shorts from because they're like the comfiest and low-key the cheapest and decent quality. So we're gonna go with this. Let's go eat and see what our craft or cozy hobby is gonna be for the rest of the night. All right, let's see what our hobby for the night is going to be. I put Harry Potter movie or reading journal, actually. Forget the star garland. Actually, I don't even know what I ended up putting. I was between those two options, and then when I did the poll, I chose one, so I don't remember what I chose, but let's see what ended up winning. Okay, so we're gonna watch Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. It is 82% to 18%, and the other option was Star Garland. So maybe we'll do that later this week because I do still want to do that for my Friendsgiving. I think it would add a cute little touch, and we're gonna, you know, oil up the old DIY muscle that I somehow have in me, I think. But for the night, we're gonna watch the movie. So let's eat while we watch. I think that'll be fun. So it's also movie 4, and I already know it's gonna be so long. I didn't think this through. Luckily, it's not too late, so it's not too big of a deal, but those movies are like at least 2.5 hours, if not more. And I feel like this one, the book was like 700 pages, so it's probably gonna be one of the longer ones. Yay! Also, yes, my Christmas tree is up. It's been up since like November 1st because that's the type of household we have. In my opinion, I feel like holiday, like Halloween, fall is September, October, and then November, December is Christmas. So we are all Christmas out here. This is what I get at Chipotle. I get a burrito. I don't think I've ever ordered a bowl from there. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like, I love burritos, so it doesn't seem worth it to me to go to Chipotle and get a bowl. So I always get a burrito, and I get a veggie burrito, so I don't get any meat in it, but the veggie burritos at Chipotle actually come with guacamole, so that's obviously a huge plus. Their guac is so good. So that's what we got. We got a veggie burrito with white rice, black beans, light hot red salsa, which is like really spicy, but I went light because it's so good. Cheese, guac, and lettuce. So that is my Chipotle order. I always mix up like the rice and the beans. Sometimes I'll do brown and black. Sometimes I'll do white and pinto. It just depends, or I mix it up. Tonight we were feeling white rice, black beans. So that is the order with Diet Coke and chips. We always get chips. And I actually had like a free guacamole side on the app, so we also got free guac. So, and I actually ate avocado toast this morning, so today is all guacamole, all avocado for me. Let's watch the movie. We're 41 minutes into the movie, but now it is time for dessert. So I have my yogurt land here, and this is what it looks like. Basically, I like all chocolate and more chocolate. Anything chocolate, I'm gonna have. But I ended up having, I think, the strawberry, vanilla, and a little bit of like a peppermint mocha chocolate yogurt, and then like a little bit of regular chocolate. So I have like 3 different frozen yogurts and then a lot of like chocolate. How many times am I gonna say chocolate? Toppings. Also, I'm the type who like just mixes it all up. Like I want a little bit of everything in every single bite. So that's what I'm doing here. And now I'm gonna enjoy this while I'm watching the movie. And so far, like all the other movies, I feel like they're missing a lot of detail, but that's what happens. That's what you have to sacrifice. Anyway. Look good. It's cold though. Also, we actually, like I mentioned, I think I said we bought pie. So we do have it. I might end up having a slice. So thank you guys. I technically got 2 desserts. Thanks to you. Okay, the movie just ended, so it's time for our next poll. The next one I think is kind of self-care related. So I think I put up either using a face mask or taking a bubble bath. So we will see what the results are for that. Let me go ahead and just pull it up now. It looks like face mask is winning for now, 58 to 42%. So I think I'm gonna do that. And then our last poll of the day, I also put these up way in advance because I wanted to have like a decent amount of responses by the time I filmed the video. So that's why I'm not like actively putting them up throughout the video. I feel like I've done a different video like this and I was putting up the posts or the polls pretty consistently throughout the video. But that's why you're not seeing me do that in this video. So the last one is nighttime reading wind down vibe. That was a mouthful. But I wanted to see if you guys would want me to read in my room, on my bed with a reading ambiance, or here in the book room on my cozy chair with some candles all lit up. Because of course, the end all be all of this video is for it to be cozy, to be fall related, and I feel like those two are the perfect vibe. They encapsulate the feeling of fall and just being comfortable and warm and just, I don't know, perfect. So let's see what the response is for that. Bed and reading ambiance. I feel like I would have been okay with either one of these because I love my book room, but I also love my bed. So we're gonna find a very fall reading ambiance for the TV, especially because our book that we finally picked up is super fall coded. And so I'm excited to dive back into that because like I mentioned earlier on, I feel like it's really engaging already. I want to know more about our main character. I also, like when I opened up the next chapter that I'm on, it is a male point of view. So it is dual POV, which I'm really excited about because I feel like those tend to be my favorite romances because we get to know what our male main character is thinking, feeling, and acting upon. So that's always fun. So let's go put on a face mask and head to our room with some reading ambiance to continue the vibe. I didn't think this through all the way because I put on my face mask and I can't talk too much with it on. So I'm just gonna start reading. Sorry, my TV is turning on behind you. I'm gonna start reading and then I'll update you guys after. So let me find a nice little aesthetic video to go along with our prompt. I took my glasses off, so I have to like come up really close to be able to see. This is more of a romancy book, so I feel like I'm getting recommended a lot of like Hogwarts, fantasy style, but we'll go with this one. I want to give an update, but I gotta take this off. All right, I'm back. Still gonna let that kind of soak in for a minute. This is terrible lighting. Let me move you guys to the other side. Okay, I think this is better. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see you guys, but we're just gonna wing it. So I'm now on page 56, I think. Yeah, 57, chapter 4. And I'm really loving the double POV. I think it is just so charming. The town is definitely really cute too. It's very quaint. Michelle is gonna run her parents' inn. Her dad is kind of indisposed at the minute. Her mom passed away, so obviously it's kind of up to her. The inn was technically left to her younger sister, I believe, but she's in art school for like the next semester, so Michelle takes it upon herself to kind of fulfill that duty for her family. And so she moves to this little town. She's originally from Seattle, a city girl, so I think her adjustment period is going to be pretty interesting to see how she goes from a city like Seattle to this little town. And then her neighbor is Cliff. He's literally her next door neighbor, and their windows actually like can see each other, so I think that's just so cute. Very, what's the word, like I can't think of the word. Like in these types of stories, like I'm not surprised. You have a full view into my bathroom. Sorry about that. But anyway, it's just really adorable, and he's actually the baker for the inn, so I just learned that. And then she has a dog with her, so everything is seemingly very atmospheric, very adorable, very cozy. And Michelle definitely has her walls up. Like you can tell right away that she's a very guarded person, so I am in it for the journey. Like I want to see her kind of open up to her neighbor. Obviously it's a romance book, so I'm assuming her and Cliff, you know, they're gonna have a little something something. But I'm excited to see that journey, and hopefully it already seems like Cliff is definitely a very understanding, very mature type of man. So hopefully he kind of just brings it out of Michelle in a very natural way. Fingers crossed, that's kind of the romance that this is. He's definitely more of a golden retriever type of personality, which I love that in romances. I don't want my male main character to be like mean and off-putting, and yeah, I just don't like those types of romances. I prefer one where the man is honest, he's mature, he's secure, and knows what he wants. And I feel like that's what this book is giving already. So I'm definitely enjoying it. There's a lot of references too to the early 90s, which is when it takes place, obviously. Like a Walkman, which I didn't grow up with those necessarily, but I know they're from that time. Also, just look at how perfect my little bookmark is. Like this is literally made for this book because it matches. So that's kind of the journey that I'm on right now. I'm probably going to continue reading this for the rest of the night. It's not that late. It's 9:30, so I feel like I still have time to dedicate to this book, and that's definitely what I'm going to be doing. I took off the face mask. It was actually strawberry scented, which I don't think I've ever had a strawberry scented face mask, but it was nice because it smelled good. But I took that off, and that was my last pull of the day, was just where I was going to read and what the ambiance was going to be. And I'm just going to continue kind of switching my little aesthetic videos, but I'm definitely staying in bed and reading until I go to sleep. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for voting if you did, and if you didn't, follow me on my bookstagram if you want to be kind of a part of the next video like this. But that is all. Also, you might see that there's definitely Christmas decor going on. Like, I was not kidding when I said this comes out November 1st. So from now on, like moving forward, you will see a lot of Christmas related stuff because that's just the type of mood we're in. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye.